What's up, Steeler Nation? What it do, y'all? It's Daniel J, host of State of the Steelers. Welcome back to another episode of the Huddle. Yeah, I'm on location. I'm out here in St. Vincent College in Latrobe. Well, I'm in my hotel room in Latrobe. I was out at St. Vincent College earlier today to witness and get a behind-the-scenes backstage pass at the 2022 Pittsburgh Steelers. And what a day it was. Yes, it was. So today, before we get into it, please don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Make sure you ring that notification bell. That way you don't miss any of our daily content. We also do a weekly live. We do a Q&A session on Saturday. You don't want to miss any of that content. So please hit that like and subscribe and ring that notification bell. So let's break it down. Let's get into it. First and foremost, let's talk about Latrobe. Beautiful scenery, beautiful place, beautiful people, whole 9 yards. Loved it, every moment of it, including it's not extreme heat to me, guys. I'm from Texas, so we had like 40 days in the hundreds. So being in the low 90s and upper 70s for the most of the time while I was out there, that was like a dream. But even in the hottest parts of the day and the most stickiest, sweatiest, humid part, it was an amazing experience. If you guys have not made your way out to St. Vincent College in Latrobe for training camp, it is something that I highly recommend you do. But with that being said, let's break it down. So I was there, I was looking at the field, I was taking it all in, knowing that, some of the great legends of the Pittsburgh Steelers practiced on this field, coached on this field, whole 9 yards. And while I'm talking around to some fans of the Steelers and whatnot, somebody brings up some breaking news. Deontay Johnson was extended. Wow, I wasn't expecting that. I did not anticipate that. I honestly thought that the Pittsburgh Steelers were not going to extend him. Well, let me rephrase that. I had said the Pittsburgh Steelers will not extend Deontay Johnson for $20 million a year. And technically, I was right. It's a $30 million 2-year extension, averaging around $19 million a year with $27 million guaranteed. Great job, bravo, Omar Khan. Love this move. Reason being that I love this move is because it's done early and it's done undervalue, so to speak. When you have the likes of a Deebo Samuel, Metcalf, McLaurin getting 20 plus a year, who are statistically not as good as Deontay Johnson. Bravo, Omar Khan. Bravo. Also, another reason why I like this move is the timing in which it's happening. Long are the days, in my opinion, are waiting till nearly kickoff before we sign or extend a star player on our team. Omar Khan has shown that he's doing things differently. He wants to sign the star players and the important pieces to this team early on. I think it's a great move. You get, Deontay Johnson coming in right now. Now he gets the opportunity to work with the number one quarterback. He gets the opportunity to grow that relationship, become a cohesive group, and get that connection that he needs, that a number one wide receiver needs with his QB1. And so it's a great move, not just for the Steelers, but for Deontay as well. Earlier or later on in practice, Deontay Johnson had a fumble. He caught like a wide receiver screen, and while going to the ground, the ball popped out. Now, should he have done that? No. But I would prefer those things happen now versus week one. All the other players that are playing out there in training camp, going up against Deontay Johnson that have started training camp day one, are in better football shape than him. So it's reasonable to expect that there's going to be some time for him to catch up. I'm just glad that time is happening now and not in the first, second, third week of the regular season. So, signing TJ Watt early, Minka Fitzpatrick early, making sure none of these guys are sitting out of training camp, it's bravo. I really, really, really like the work that Omar Khan has done. He is showing why the Pittsburgh Steelers selected him, even though they interviewed like 16 to 18 candidates or something like that. And so, bravo, great job, great signing. Deontay Johnson is going to be a Pittsburgh Steeler for the next couple of years, and he's got an opportunity now. There's no excuses anymore. He's going to be in an offense that's going to be able to push the ball down the field. He's going to have a quarterback that's going to be able to push the ball down the field, and a quarterback that's going to be able to create time in the pocket. And so, create time for him to do some, make some moves. You know, one of the strongest attributes of Deontay Johnson is his route running ability and his ability to separate. You know, if he was able to, maybe not have the drops in the biggest of moments, or during the playoff times, he would be touted as being up there and rightfully deserving of a 22, 23 million a year contract. But now he has the opportunity to show himself, and then in a couple of years, if all goes well, then he can get another bag. But bravo, Omar Khan, and bravo to you, Pittsburgh Steelers, on this move. So, let's talk a little bit of football. So, today started off in 7 shots, or yesterday, started off in 7 shots, and Robert Spillane was starting off with Miles Jack, and on the first play, the first quarterback that was starting off was Mitch Trubisky, and on the first play was a touchdown pass to George Pickett. It was a decisive, quick, fast throw. The ball had velocity. Pickens caught it with his hands. Great play. I thought to myself, all right, Mitch is going to be turning around a corner. It's been speculated, earlier on in the offseason that, or in training camp, that he wasn't, what's the word I'm looking for? He was struggling a little bit. And at least in the first play, he came out good. The next play was a run that didn't go anywhere. The run defense did well. Even without Cam Hayward, even without TJ Watt yesterday, the Pittsburgh Steelers defensive run was stout. They stopped the running backs a lot. There was one big run that occurred, and that was with Anthony McFarland, and he had like about 50-yard run or whatnot to the house. Great run. Won't take anything away from him, but it wasn't with the starters. Mason was the quarterback. It was with the backups, and so it was a good move. But minus that one play, the defense pretty much stopped the running game without needing TJ Watt or Cam Hayward. So it was a really big day for him. But let's talk about quarterbacks, because that's what everybody wants to talk about, right? So Mitch Trubisky threw the first pass was a touchdown pass, right, to George Pickens. Second play was a running play that didn't go anywhere. The third pass was an incomplete pass. Nothing happened. It was basically, I believe it was to Boykin out towards the left, and he just kind of overthrew him a little bit, or he didn't come down with the pass at the sideline. The fourth pass, though, should have been intercepted by Cam Sutton. He had the ball in his hands, and he got tripped up with Anthony McFarland. Mitch Trubisky had a dump-off play, and I don't know if he didn't see Cam Sutton there or whatnot. Cam was there and nearly took it to the house if he would have kept his feet and the ball in his hand. He didn't, so it is what it is. But it should have been. It's still concerning for me. Mason Rudolph came in, threw a wide open touchdown pass to the corner to Jace Sternberger, and then he came in for 2 plays. Mason played really good. He had 1 incompletion and 7 shots, 1 touchdown. Later on in team drills, Mason was very decisive, very quick with the ball, knew where he wanted to throw the ball, and probably looked the most polished out there. Kenny Pickett in 7 shots had 1 opportunity, and with that 1 opportunity, he hit Cody White in the corner of the end zone for a touchdown on a beautifully thrown play and designed play. It was a play-action pass that sucked into defense and allowed Cody White to just humiliate Justin Lane to the corner, and had a nice pass with two toes tapped in the corner. It's a good showing. So Mason Rudolph in team drills looked the most polished, but if you're looking for an offense like the 2019, like the 2020 to 2021 Steelers, where it was dink and dunk, try to methodically get down the field, take a lot of time off the play clock, and rarely go over the top, then Mason Rudolph is your guy. But I don't think that's the case. I think that the Steelers want to do something different with the quarterback position. That's why they went in free agency and got Mitch Trubisky, a mobile quarterback, a quarterback that can run. That's why they got Kenny Pickett in the draft. If they felt that Mason Rudolph's skill set was what they needed or anticipated in having, I don't foresee them doing both routes. Maybe one or the other, but not both. And so, with all that said, as polished as Mason looks, he doesn't have that, what I call his it factor. It's just very blah. And I mean, he's able to move the ball down the field, and as long as he has above the line play from the receivers who are going to make catches consistently, not drop any. Because the problem with the offense that he's running is if something happens and you get into a 3rd and long situation, he's still going to throw the ball short. You know, in order for Mason Rudolph to be successful, he's going to have routine catches all the time to make those 3rd and shorts, because he's not going down the field, not very often, that is. But he's decisive, he's quick with the ball, he knows where he wants to throw it, he reads the defenses very well, and he's playing very solid. But like I mentioned before, this is this QB race is a marathon. And in this marathon, Mason is in the front row because he's been there, he's got the experience, he's been with the team, so he's in the front of the line. Everybody else is trying to catch up. Now, we're in the very beginning part of this race, and like a marathon, you wouldn't expect somebody in the far back, no matter how strong of a runner they are, is going to surpass the first guy within the first quarter mile. You know what I mean? It's unlikely. However, come mile 5, mile 4, mile 3, somewhere around there, those strong runners in the back are going to pass any weak runners in the front. And if Mason doesn't continue to improve and maybe throw the ball down the field, be a little bit more explosive with his decision making and passing abilities, he's going to end up getting passed up by one of these faster runners behind him. I already feel that he's already gone past up by Mitch, not because he's a better player, but because Mitch fits the scheme better. That's why Mason Rudolph, regardless of his experience, his relationship with the team, is still the default backup to Mitch Trubisky. You would have thought that going into training camp, that Mason Rudolph would have gotten the majority of with the ones because of the fact that he's been with the team the longest, but that's not the case. Now, I know he's gotten some reps with the ones, and I'll be honest with you guys, there's so many offensive players like Najee Harris not playing, Pat Fryermuth not in, and then also on defense without TJ Watt and Cam Hayward, the Steelers are rotating a lot. It's hard to tell outside of the very first couple of plays if the first team offenses come out. I assume it's the first team offense if I see Mr. Trubisky, because he's been given majority of the first team reps. He was first on 7 shots, first during all drills. So I'm assuming during team practices when he came out that he was with the first team. But there's so much rotation within all the players on both sides of the team, it's hard to tell, who's playing, if we're looking at the first team or the second team, or a combination of the two. So it made it a little bit difficult, but for the most part, what I was able to see and witness and watch is Kenny Pickett's going to be good. It's just going to be some time. I anticipate that if Mason Rudolph ends up being week 1 starter, we can see Kenny Pickett come week 4 against the Jets. If Mitch ends up holding off and not performing well in regular season, I can see Kenny Pickett coming in week 9, after the bye week. And so that's all I have for you guys tonight. This morning, please let me know in the comment section what you guys think. Who do you guys think should be the number 1 quarterback going into week 1? Do y'all feel that it's going to be Mitch Trubisky, given his resume and his background as being a quarterback for the Chicago Bears and leading them to a playoff, and also having been a Pro Bowler? You think it's going to be the only incumbent quarterback on the team in Mason Rudolph? Or do you think it's going to be the new young rookie quarterback in Kenny Pickett? I, for one, think it's going to be Mitch come week 1, and Kenny Pickett will be starting before the end of 2022. Not because the Steelers are out of the playoffs, but because the Steelers are still in the playoffs. Back in 2019, the Pittsburgh Steelers gave Mason Rudolph a first-round grade. They gave him the starting position. He had a 3-game winning streak going into the Cleveland Browns game on a short week, on a Thursday night game, the infamous helmet game. He had a bad game there, threw 4 interceptions, 1 touchdown. Bad 4 quarters of football. The next week, he only played a half and got yanked after his interception. He had 6 weeks of bad football play, and a first-round grade quarterback was yanked for a player named Duck, who was a camp arm going into the 2019 season. Do you think that the leash from Mason to Duck is going to be longer than the leash from Mason to Pickett or Mitch to Pickett? I don't think so. I think it's going to be shorter, especially if Pickett can prove in practice and in preseason that he deserves the opportunity to be the starter. You know, all that is besides the point if he's not doing anything in practice to show he deserves an opportunity to run with the ones. But again, that's all I got for you guys today. Please hit that like and subscribe button. Don't forget to ring that notification bell so you don't miss any of this content. Tomorrow I'll be going to Friday Night Lights, and I'll be having another video like this, commenting about my experience at Friday Night Lights. You don't want to miss it, so please hit that like and subscribe button. With that being said, guys, I'm Daniel J. This is State of the Steelers. Peace.